I'm taking a stance right now, and I'm making a decision to be a part of this whole event of limiting the corruption that's going on in the United States and all over the world due to the fact that I am a world leader. I'm Alex Karlins. I am a world leader. I'm dedicated to solving problems and chaos and indecision all over the world. We are dealing with corruption. We're dealing with terrorist activity throughout the world, especially in the United States right now. That's the concentration of the problem at hand. I'm solely responsible for getting things done to eliminate this problem. I'm not the only one that needs to be involved in solving this dilemma. We need the police, we need the FBI, we need politicians, we need Congress to solve the problem of terrorism in Virginia, in other parts of the country. Terrorism widespread throughout the world is at hand, and it stems from a hatred towards the United States of America. And for some reason, it's an upheaval that shows up in other countries too that are important to the U.S., but it's not because they're important to the U.S., it's because these countries are producing terrorists straight out of their countries, and they don't even know it, because the terrorists are doing it themselves. They're creating terrorist camps within their countries using laboratories where they genetically compose terrorists. And it's really some kind of terrible act of treason, and we all have to be humble to accept the fact that we're dealing with a major situation. And if we can't address the situation with force to eliminate the factor or the factions that arrive when we're dealing with this kind of militia intent, these militias, these factions find themselves committing terrorist activity throughout the world and throughout the United States as well. And it's really a major situation, a major problem that we have to take into account, and we have to take the bull by the horns and really go to work at the problem and get rid of these terrorists. Because when we're dealing with the kind of chaotic behavior and tragedy that stems from terrorism, widespread, we're dealing with some real violent acts. And that's not to be tolerated in any country in the world. So we must get on the ball, and we must solve situations that go on in Europe as well as situations that go on in the United States. Because when it comes to terrorist acts, there's terrorist acts in other parts of the world, just like there's terrorist acts in the United States. And we must back our allies. You know, if England is being threatened in London, we must protect London just like we'd protect anywhere in England when we're the United States of America, who are allies with England. So we must protect Europe like they're our brothers or our sisters, and unite with our allies wholeheartedly, like it's necessary to back our allies, because it is. And, you know, of course we have to look out for ourselves too. And if we see terrorist activity in Virginia or Texas, we have to address this kind of situation from Sid Vernon, Bob Hunter, Grady Hunter, or Matt Griffith. These people are terrorists who are in numbers throughout the United States, throughout Texas, and throughout Virginia, and possibly in other countries. So we have to get on the ball, and me as a world leader, I'm here letting you know about it so you can get into action and solve the problem and get the police involved and get the FBI involved and do proper work to address the situation.